Yo, everybody, how you doing today? I just got some thoughts I want to share with you guys, as usual. Last night I was talking to one of my friends about spirituality and God and that kind of stuff. I mentioned in my previous videos that I am Roman Catholic, and I believe in the faith and the teachings of the faith, and I attend church services and things like that, and God is a really big part of my life, and I try to impose it on other people, like, I don't care what religion you are, as long as you respect me, and my beliefs, that's fine, but, we're talking about, being gay and, like, believing in Jesus or, like, God and, Christianity and all that kind of stuff, and, we talked about Buddhism, Islam, and those major religions. And when it boils down to it, like, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are basically the same thing. I mean, we all come from Abraham, or from like literally like the same region of the world. We all have the same God. It's just a different way of worshiping him, really. So we're really all brothers and sisters in a sense, which is strange to think about, like me being like, I come from like an Italian, my dad's Italian, my mom's Irish and Czech, I think, coming from that background, but I'm American. Comparing myself with someone from Saudi Arabia is like, it's kind of far-fetched, but there we go. So to say we're brothers and sisters is strange in a sense. But what I was gonna say, so for me to believe in God is one thing, and other people say, I don't understand how you can believe in God and this and that, and it's ridiculous. I need to see proof. If God's real, let him strike lightning right now, and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, honestly, like, it doesn't matter like what you believe in. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. And I believe God is very real, but even if he's not real, believing in God gives me a purpose every day to wake up and to look forward to something, It's like a shoulder to cry on, in a sense. Just having something to, when you pray, when something happens, the first thing I do, turn to God. Whether it's good or bad, I pray, turn to God, either thank God for what just happened, or turn to him and ask him to help me cope with the situation. So again, like, whether he's real or not doesn't make a difference. It gives me the confidence to move forward and handle a situation with dignity and strength. And like I said, just having a purpose to wake up in the morning, like, besides working, like, or going to school, like, you just wake up, go to school, come home, graduate, work, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, like, what are you living for? And again, if you don't believe in heaven or hell and all that kind of stuff, that's fine, that's your beliefs. But for the people who do believe, it gives us a purpose and a reason to live. Some people do need a reason, to live. I'm a person who needs a purpose. I'm trying to think of a better word, but in reality, that's what I'm trying to bring out as a point. Like, I need a reason to wake up in the morning. Whether, even if it's for love, that's a nice reason to wake up to for somebody. But on a spiritual level, like, believing God really has given me strength, and not even power, but just power of myself, to make myself want to do better, and strive for to be the best that I could be. I sound like I'm in the army all decided now, but yeah. So I mean, for all like the non-believers out there, that's fine, but you don't need to impose your views and try to like question people and the physical existence of God. I don't think it's necessary for you to question others' beliefs. And not question it in the sense where you ask questions about it or just not understand it, but try and prove people wrong and prove that there is no God. Again, if you believe that there's no God, okay, that's fine. That's your own beliefs. But you don't need to try and prove people wrong and say that there is no God. Because you know what? Who really knows? But it brings me comfort to believe that there is one. And that He helps me every day with my schoolwork, with my friendships, relationships, this and that. Gives me strength. So, just in my mind. And some people don't understand about how I can call myself a Catholic and be homosexual. And it's God to me is a father, a really loving father. And it's I can't understand how someone who loves me so much is going to let me burn in hell for the way that I believe He made me. Fornication is a sin, whether it's between two boys, two girls, or a boy and a girl. I think the severity of the sin is no different between a straight or a gay relationship. So, for all the people out there who are saying, being gay you're going to go to hell, no. For fornication is a big sin. And I'm not perfect by any means, so I'm not judging anybody, but I just want you to understand that it's the sin that's looked down upon, the act of sex outside of marriage, or sex outside of, marriage, I guess. So it's not even, being gay is not even looked down on by the church. It's just the act of fornication, and like I said, between a boy or a girl, any of that kind of stuff. So that's just my 2 cents for today. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day.